Here we are live from the park.
What's up, everybody?
It's a new location. Last time we had the outdoor studio, remember?
Yep.
Doug, with the Hawaiian setting. This is the Southern California weather report. It's about 75 degrees, blue skies. There's Coach Dave. We're on the basketball courts. Harlem Globetrotters were just here practicing. Doug's now jumping rope. I like that shirt, the hoodie. That's the super rare collaboration, right? With the Ring magazine cover.
Yes, sir.
You gave me one of those. I get a lot of compliments whenever I wear it with the
That's
Ali.
what it's all about.
I saw Nico Ali training up in Big Bear last week, and I wore that, and they really liked it. It's I like that cover there. But Nico Ali is the grandson of Muhammad Ali, son of Rashida Ali, who we have a good relationship with, and no, he's up there training and looking to do his professional debut whenever this whole thing settles down. But
let's hope so.
Yeah. So
nice
we had
nice weekend of boxing.
Yeah, I had a lot of boxing. Coach, you watched some of the boxing, right?
I did. I loved it. The Thursday night fight from Freddie Roach's Wild Card Gym were incredible.
That was on NBC Sports Network by the Ring City folks.
There were 3 fights. They were all good. The presentation was great. Sean Porter is the single best commentator in sports.
We like Sean a lot.
He's my favorite.
This guy is so good.
Yeah.
Porter's my favorite boxing broadcaster, period.
And a down-to-earth guy, always very professional. Dresses professional. I like Sean, and I get along with his father. I like his father, Kenny Porter, too. I think he's done a great job.
You could buy stock on Sean Porter. This guy's going to go. He's going to become like a major broadcaster. Just regular.
Sean broadcast the NBC show, NBC Sports Network in Ring City, and then crossed the street and did the pay-per-view show.
The Fox PBC pay-per-view. Errol Spence
back to back,
Jr.
Thursday,
Garcia.
Thursday to Friday. I can't say across the street because the Ring City folks want to stay pretty neutral.
They're agnostic.
Yeah, agnostic. So they want to just put on the best fights. And Brian Ceballo was featured in the co-feature on that fight.
In his first 10-rounder, and I thought he looked really good. And I thought that the response from hardcore fans and media was mainly positive.
Yeah. Fought Larry tough Larry
Gomez. Is it Gomez?
10-1. Yeah, Larry Gomez.
Tough guy. That guy's strong. The power was real. I don't think that was an inflated KO ratio.
No, he was throwing some bombs early on. Brian had to be careful.
Yeah, and I was a little bit worried for Brian in the early rounds, but I think maybe after the 4th or 5th round, I just thought
he settled down.
Brian was just in control. Actually, he was in control from start to finish, but I worried less about him.
Yeah,
Brian's
he was wearing
got
him
that
down.
Look where it's like you're a college kid. You should be working at some law firm somewhere or whatever, doing whatever you want. Hollywood.
Not the guy you want to pick a fight with.
Whatever you want, man. You know, like what are you doing in with these savages? But he handles himself, and that was a good experience for him. He's not the kind and I tweeted this, and I hope Brian doesn't take it the wrong way if and when he sees it, but he's not that kind of prospect like a Virgil Ortiz Jr., who's also a welterweight, where you're like, oh, this guy he's a killer. He crushes everybody. Or Jaron Ennis, Jaron Ennis is blazing with the combinations and the volume and all that, and people see Ennis fight like a lesser dude, and they say, I don't care. I think Ennis beats Keith Thurman right now. Like, you're not going to hear that after Brian.
A lot of people
fights.
High on Boots Ennis, yeah.
But Brian is mature. He has the extensive amateur background. And
Five-time,
that was only his 12th pro fight.
5-time New York Golden Glove.
Yeah. So he's still coming up in the pro ranks. I want to see what he looks like after 17 or 18 fights.
Right.
And I think we're gonna like what we see. But
I gotta give a big compliment to Brian, who's very smart, right, Coach? You met Brian, very smart, very well spoken, very marketable. When he fought on the Triple G shows at Madison Square Garden, he sold the most amount. Sold a lot of tickets. There was a whole Brian Ceballo rooting section.
He's improving. I've seen him fight a few times.
You saw him at the Hollywood shows.
I did, and I thought that this was his best fight. I thought he looked really, really good. And I think he's got star potential.
He really does. He's got a great smile. Like I said, he's very well spoken, smart guy. He got his
trainer, Mr. Morgan.
Got his degree in finance. And Colin Morgan was out here, so you got a chance to meet. got a chance to meet Carlin. You got a chance to meet Carlin, Doug, and so Samir is tuned in from
What's up, Samir?
Toronto. He says his first day out of quarantine, so I guess he's been back for 14 days. Friend of the show, and so Brian did well. We'll see if we can. What's next for Brian?
I hope he can fight again on that platform.
Yeah, they were really high on him because they had a huge. He had I think he had the biggest social media reaction.
Good.
Of anyone on the show, so they really liked him.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and want to keep him busy now because he hadn't fought because of the pandemic. He hadn't fought for over a year. He was going to headline. Remember the March 19th show, and I think it was March 29th, and that was like a week before. Everything got shut down right on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. So,
but he looked sharp for not fighting for over a
Yeah,
year.
he did look very sharp.
Anyway, and I thought the Thursday night fights are really good.
Brandon Adams looked good. That was
Adams looked explosive.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were going to have a combination of Bohachuk and Ceballo on the same show, but sorry, Bohachuk, as was announced, tested positive. He wasn't able to fight then, but Sergey feels great now, feels fine, has no effects. And we're looking to bring him back to reschedule that fight with Brandon Adams. Brandon Adams.
It's the fight. The matchup is even more interesting after that performance by Brandon Adams.
Yeah.
Shout out to his trainer Dub Huntley.
Yeah, Dub.
But he was. I mean, going into the fight when I thought he was going to be fighting Bohachuk, I was thinking, okay, Adams is a veteran. He's difficult style, maybe.
More experience. More experience than Bohachuk, for sure.
He's got the experience, but also he's just hard to stop. So I was like, this is a guy who's going to take Bohachuk the distance, maybe.
Right.
And now, if they reschedule that matchup, I look at it differently. I'm looking at it like, crap, Adams is an offensive threat.
He looked very good. Like you said, Dub Huntley did a great job. He had him in great shape. And Adams was another guy that hadn't fought for over a year. Since the Charlo fight, he went the distance with Charlo at 160 pounds.
Yeah.
And he really blew out that. I mean, it was last-minute opponent, but he was very impressive blowing him out. So shout out to Dub Huntley. And I agree with you. That fight now, if it's rescheduled after that knockout win,
it's got more juice.
It's got a lot more popularity.
You'll have some people saying, hey, I'm picking Brandon Adams for the upset special.
I've been following and communicating with Jonathan Lear, who follows the odds quite a bit, and he told me it was over 6-1 odds favorite for Bohachuk.
Right.
I bet you now, after that knockout win,
might be the money now.
He looked very impressive.
I have a question for Doug.
Okay,
so Dub Huntley. He's the guy who's been training around LA for a long time. And he used to be a fighter.
Right.
So, Doug, who are two of the world-class fighters that Dub Huntley fought?
What was that?
Two of Dub Huntley, who fought
Luis Rodriguez.
65 to 70.
Yeah.
Okay.
One was Luis Rodriguez out of Cuba. He was a former welterweight champion and a Hall of Famer.
Is it Luis or Louis Rodriguez?
Luis.
Luis.
Luis
Okay.
Rodriguez.
All
El
right.
Gato. Or El Feo. Either the cat
Gato.
or the ugly one.
Okay.
He had a giant nose.
Oh, okay.
Great
But a good
Cuban,
jab, right?
Great Cuban boxer, trained by Angelo Dundee for much of his career. Rightfully in the Hall of Fame. Had a great series with Emil Griffith.
Okay.
4 fights. And then the other guy is Carlos Monzon, the middleweight champion of the world, and obviously a Hall of Famer. And we know the guy who trained Carlos Monzon his entire career.
I remember seeing Dub Huntley.
Well, not met him, and we saw him every day.
We saw him all the time, right?
Yeah. La Brea Boxing Gym, right?
Yeah, and he couldn't speak English, but you could communicate with him.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Vitali always, both Vladimir and Vitali had a lot of respect for Emil
They watched
Cobrusa.
him closely.
Yeah.
Every one of his fighters, as they walked up the ring stairs, hit their feet.
Yeah.
And he had them running in the streets of Hollywood. And this was Emil Bruce. He'd write down every single thing.
Yeah.
And then he would end at 1 o'clock every day, and then he would go have lunch with a bottle of wine and then pass out.
I remember Dub Huntley from LA Boxing. He was down there quite a bit when I used to go down there.
I used to see Dub Huntley
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
So we had So Billy Joe Saunders won against
Looked
Martin
good.
Murray.
Billy Joe looked good.
Martin Murray, arguably, I thought should have won the world title, especially down in Argentina.
Yes, against Sergio Martinez. It
Where
was like number 3 pound for pound. At the
He
time.
had two, well, definitely the top middleweight, but it had 2 knockdowns, but they only counted one knockdown, and also gave Felix Sturm all he wanted in Germany.
Yeah.
Triple G was.
He's you know what? Murray's a big, sturdy dude.
Yep.
You got to be a beast like Prime Triple G to wear him down.
But a nice guy, super nice guy,
Yeah.
good gentleman, and as I put on Twitter, Triple G was the only one to have stopped him ever out of.
And that was in
I think he has
Monte Carlo?
5 losses. That was in Monte Carlo, yeah.
Hey, so anyway, we're going to make this quicker today. So
Okay.
I'm going to give Doug some questions. I'm going to give you these fighters. They all fought the same guy. And see how long I can take you. All right. And then we want the nickname of these guys. Okay.
Should we just finish up with? We can just finish up with the main event last night.
Spence Garcia.
Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence.
Guess what? First of all, great production. I had trouble ordering the pay-per-view on my cable system.
Right, you mentioned that.
So
Yeah.
I had to go, I went online and just went to the Fox Sports website, ordered it there. I got a password, and then I downloaded the Fox Sports app on my Fire Stick on my big screen.
And that's how you got
Put
it.
my password in, watched it like that. Pretty good stream. Got a little choppy near the end, but not so much that I couldn't enjoy the fight. One-sided fight that was competitive.
Spence looked like he didn't lose a step.
I thought Garcia boxed well, but he needed to bring the ruckus if he wanted any shot at winning the fight. He had to come out of that counter-punching shell, press Spence back on his heels, hurt him, but like stay on top of him.
Right.
And Garcia
couldn't
wasn't
do
willing
that,
to do that. And Spence looked great. Spence looked like Spence,
Spence
so we can
looks
stop
like-
talking about the car accident, right?
It looked like the Ferrari didn't slow him down. He didn't lose a step, and he looked great.
You know, I think probably physically speaking, he was good 4 or 5 months ago, but this fight was good for
They
him
made
mentally.
sure, yeah,
Whatever
they
doubts,
made
whatever
sure,
lingering insecurities
he's
he
back,
may have had,
Right.
it's gone, as well as ring rust. And he told one of the announcers in the post-fight interview that he'd come back in the summer. I said, man, come back in the spring.
Yeah. You said that.
Don't
Yeah.
wait that long.
What do you think
You missed
about?
you missed all this time, you know, and you got the rust off, and you're sharp right now because you just went 12 rounds. Come back in 3 months.
What do you think about Danny Garcia's father predicting that Triple G will never be bigger than Danny Garcia?
Good old Angel.
You remember those days?
I remember Angel
those.
used to lobby hard against Triple G.
I remember
Anytime
those.
anybody interviewed him, he would talk to any network
There
executive.
was an
HBO guy.
animosity there.
Definitely would rant and rave with Richard
Yeah.
Schaefer of Golden Boy. And man, he was pissed as hell when we put him on the cover
On the cover,
once.
yeah.
Woo!
And Triple G was
I
at
don't
the
think
top
Triple G made it onto another cover until I came up
until
as editor-in-chief.
there was a new editor
Yeah,
at Ring Magazine.
And no Schaefer around at Golden Boy. But I'll tell you what, though, Angel was saying the right things between rounds.
Yeah.
He told
No,
us
he had
what
Danny
needed
ready.
to do.
He just Danny just wasn't able to get on that level of
So let's
of
keep
Errol
our
Spence.
fingers crossed. You know, Terrence Crawford was in the arena. He was in this AT&T
Yeah,
Stadium.
that's a great matchup. That's what people are talking about. So we'll see. See if they can put that
that's
together.
What boxing needs.
So he's leaving Top Rank.
Yeah, right.
And they want him gone too.
Yeah.
They're losing money on him.
Yeah, and they've got a young crop. They're like, let's focus on these guys.
Rancho Del Toro says, "What do you think about Boots versus Danny Garcia?"
Woo!
That's a good fight.
Oh, that's a Philly fight.
I like that Philly
Does
fight.
the
Yeah.
Spectrum exist anymore?
That's a good
Philadelphia
question.
Spectrum?
I don't know. It's in business
Okay,
anymore.
whatever. If
Yeah.
it was a couple decades ago, that's a natural for the Spectrum. Sell the place out. I'd love that. Wow.
Yeah.
Never gonna happen.
And speaking of Triple G, so he's fighting Zarameta, his IBF mandatory,
Yeah,
December 18th
and,
at the Hard Rock in Florida.
Ring-rated contender. I think Sarameta's like 7 or 8.
Something like that. He's
Yeah.
number 1 in IBF.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. That'll be on DAZN. And also Ali Akhmedov is the co-feature on that
Super
fight.
middleweight
Super
prospect.
middleweight. He's actually fighting for the super middleweight vacant IBO title
Oh, wow.
against
Very good.
again. We just got the opponent Southpaw from Massachusetts, originally from Ecuador. Agora, something like that. I don't know. Forgot.
His first name is Carlos.
He's undefeated. Yeah, Carlos.
Carlos Gongora.
That's it. Gongora. Carlos Gongora. 18-0.
About people in the audience?
No, it's
aren't they going to be in Florida?
no. Florida is allowed, but because of the COVID concerns, we don't want to take any risks. Triple G's waited for this fight for so long. It's been rescheduled so many times. He just wants to get it done, get the IBF mandatory out of the way. Arguably his 21st middleweight title defense, which he's getting into some historic prop territory there, and it'd be nice just to see him back in the ring. A lot of people are asking. I mean, they're just excited to see him back in the ring.
Sure. I miss him. I think we miss him.
So
and
Triple
the,
G.
The next day we have Callum Smith defending his super middleweight titles
against Canelo.
Alvarez.
Right.
That's a good fight.
One of the champions.
That's a hell of a boxing weekend.
Yeah, that is a good boxing weekend. Back to back on DAZN. Canelo's one of the champions that actually vacated their title in order not to fight Triple G at one point. Canelo.
Alvarez. Yeah, he did. WBC.
But he wasn't the only one.
No, he sure the hell wasn't.
Yeah, there was like 3.
Nobody wanted that smoke in 2016.
Yeah. So that's back to back in December, and like I said, Ali's the co-feature, and then we also had Coach. Remember the co-feature last night was the tall guy that I seen him up at Big Bird, 6'6", 6'6" welterweight, right? Or
junior middleweight.
Junior, okay. Yeah. All right, 154. Yeah, but impressive.
Yeah, he is.
All right, so that's the boxing. Coach, what do you have on your questions?
Okay, so here, they all fought the same guy. Okay? We're going to see how far I can take it.
All right.
Okay. This is the guys we're talking about that I want you to name. This is his very first fight. His pro debut, he fought Abraham Gonzalez. I want to know Gonzalez's nickname.
Abraham Gonzalez's nickname?
Lincoln.
AB?
Okay, I'll tell you his record. Okay. Finished. 1 win, 9 losses, knocked out 8 times.
Wow.
What was his nickname?
His nickname?
What year are we talking about?
This is 2005.
Oh, so we're talking about modern times, huh?
Yeah.
2005?
So this guy who turned pro, this guy in his pro debut fought a guy named Abraham Gonzalez.
Yes, this is 2005.
Okay.
I'm not going to
15 years ago.
I'm not going to tell you where it was. So
all right.
What's the nickname of Abraham?
Wow. A guy that's 1-9.
Record of 8.
I have
Abraham,
no idea.
Abraham take cover.
Yeah.
Lopez.
El Diante.
What?
El Diante. The teeth.
Oh, the teeth. Maybe he used to get his teeth knocked out a lot.
Okay, now here's another guy this guy fought. The guy who I want to get the name, okay? Yeah. He fought Gabriel Martinez. And
Gabe Martinez?
Martinez's claim to fame is he was the last guy Asalo Freitas fought.
Acelino Freitas?
Acelino Freitas.
Okay.
When Freitas came back.
This was his last fight.
Yeah,
His
most
very
recent
last
fight.
fight.
Yeah.
What was Freitas' nickname?
Popo.
Popo, that's right.
What was Gabriel Martinez's nickname in Spanish and English?
I'm unfamiliar with this guy.
Okay. So you don't know who I'm talking about yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, this guy's name, his nickname is El Rey.
Okay, so the king.
The king.
Yeah.
You knew that?
Yeah.
Okay, here's another guy he fought. Francisco Villanueva.
Is that Pancho Villanueva?
So he fought this guy too.
I'm trying to figure out the weight class.
Is it 154? Wait.
Yeah.
154, huh?
Yeah.
2005.
Yeah. How'd you know that?
Because of those fighters that you were talking about?
Okay, so...
Yeah, Freitas made his comeback up
Freitas,
at junior middle.
right.
Yeah.
Francisco Villanueva's nickname. Paco El Estada.
Estada.
Okay, here's another guy he fought. Miguel Vasquez.
I know. Yeah, he was a former IBF lightweight title holder.
Okay, what's his nickname?
It translates to the puppet in English.
Spanish.
I think it's El Tietre.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a good one.
That is good.
I like that one. That was
You got
Doug
him
was
good.
reaching deep on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so did that give you any kind of, a little bit?
Well, he's a lightweight. This cat's a lightweight.
Okay, well, he fought this guy.
But sometimes he fights up at,
Yeah.
since losing the title, he's fought up at 140 and 147.
Yeah.
Okay. got robbed in his last fight against Louis Vincent.
Oh, did you see the Hector Camacho documentary on Showtime?
Wonderful documentary.
It's good.
Well
I heard good things about it.
Yeah, it was good.
Heard good
It's
things.
tragic, you know it doesn't end well. You know.
So we're getting closer here. You got someone you know.
Right.
Here's another guy.
What year did he fight Vasquez?
That I can't tell you. Okay.
Oh, I think I know who this is. Is it Tim Bradley?
No.
Ah!
It's not Tim Bradley.
Okay. How about Leonardo Reiner from Detroit?
I remember him.
Yeah.
Good gatekeeper.
And what's his nickname?
Leo?
I don't remember. Yeah.
Good nickname. The real good nickname.
Leonardo da Vinci?
Tyner. Shoot, man. Does it rhyme with Tyner?
No.
Darn.
Well,
I don't know.
A little bit.
I say the
But
Shiner.
it's not because of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pain server.
Pain server.
That doesn't rhyme with Tyler.
Okay.
That's such a clunky.
Okay. here's
Pain
another
server.
guy. Brian Kamechis.
Kemechis, huh?
Okay.
Ryan Kemechis.
I want his nickname and I want to know where he's from.
Oh, is it Canelo Alvarez? Boom!
There you go.
Boom!
You got him.
That is good.
Got it.
Kemechis did it. I forgot. Early in his career, he fought Vasquez.
Yeah.
Like maybe in his second pro bout or something
go.
like that. That's it.
That's
Yeah.
very good.
Not
Nice.
bad. So what
Good
is that?
job.
Four fighters?
Good job, Dougie.
The whole way.
So, you know what throws me off? We think of Canelo as a junior middleweight champ, middleweight champ.
Right. But he started out a lot smaller, right?
He was 15 when he turned pro,
Yeah, he was
so he's like
15.
140.
He was 15.
Yeah, he
And
was
the other
15
guy-
years old, so he was 140 pounds.
Okay, so
And then what happened? He started eating the Mexican steaks?
so he fought Brian
Tacos.
Kamechis.
Tacos?
What's his-
Carne asada?
What's Brian's nickname?
From the Special Ranch.
I'll give it to you. The Golden Greek.
What was this?
The Golden Greek. Okay.
Oh, I like that.
He's from Gloucester, Ohio. You
But
ever
he's a
heard of
Greek.
it? You ever heard of it?
Gloucester, Ohio? I've heard the name. I don't know where it is.
Yeah. How many miles is Gloucester from Columbus?
From Columbus?
Yeah.
How many miles?
Gleister, Ohio?
I'm going to say 20.
75. How many miles? But the big Gloucester is real time. Because the biggest city near Gloucester is Athens.
I've heard of Athens,
So
Ohio.
how many miles is Gloucester to Athens?
Say 50 miles.
Good.
12.
Okay, here's another guy that Canelo fought. I want to know his nickname, where he's from, and his trainers.
Triple G from Kazakhstan. Fought him twice.
Carlos Baltimore.
Baltimore.
What about
I
Baltimore?
want to know his nickname, what it means in English.
Baltimore, something. What the hell was it? He used to sell feather dusters or something. I thought maybe his nickname had something to do with that.
Oh, you got a compliment from Rancho del Toro. Always enjoy your live streams, not just trolls, the real boxing guys.
Oh, thank you.
So,
I did a live stream last night for the hell.
and JT 2600. I don't know if you know him, but he's giving you compliments
Oh, thank you, JT.
because of all the guys that you're.
Figured it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
All
can't
the
remember
answers.
what Baltimore's nickname is. What? Tata. That's right.
Oh, Tata.
What's it mean?
Okay.
Titty?
Tata.
I don't. You say Tata. You say bye bye.
Tata. Oh, bye bye. Yeah, Tata.
Tata.
Oh, Grandpa. Okay.
Oh, Grandpa.
Okay.
Where
That was Robert Garcia's nickname.
He's in jail.
He's in jail.
Yeah.
And he was such a mild mannered, nice guy.
I never liked him though. I never liked him.
Really?
No, I never liked him.
See, not only is this a basketball court and a jump roping court, it's a skate park
I
also.
got
Yeah.
a few more nicknames. Okay, but these guys all fought Canelo.
Okay.
Matthew Hatton.
Yep, I was
The
there.
Hitman.
Yeah. What's his
Oh no, that's Ricky Hatton. Matthew Hatton?
Magic Man.
Wow.
Magic.
Wasn't
Oh,
that?
just Magic? Okay.
Okay.
I've heard him called.
I thought that's
call him the
wasn't
Magic
Paulie
Man.
the Magic
How
Man?
about,
There's a lot of Magic
how about
Man.
And
Kermit
Antonio
Citron?
Tarver, right?
Yep,
Nickname.
you're right.
Kermit Citron. What's his name?
Kermit Citron?
Yeah.
The Killer? No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kermit the Killer.
And then how about Austin Trout? What's his nickname?
You know,
Austin
when
Trout.
Kermit, he was the frog when he fought Paul Williams because he jumped in.
Oh yeah.
But I think I don't think he did it on purpose. I thought it was a spur of the moment thing because he was falling And he,
and then he just
didn't know
wanted
how
to
to
avoid
break
it.
his fall.
Yeah, so he just jumped through the ropes.
He turned a face fall into a dive, and he went right through the ropes right onto the hard concrete floor.
Did he survive? Or?
He did. It was the weirdest
I mean, did he get back in the ring?
No,
he didn't.
Carried him out on a stretcher.
Oh, that's not good.
Kermit had some weird
I guess
stuff.
Bernard Hopkins has a harder head than Cintron.
Oh my God, Bernard hit him.
Oh, I remember that. Was that when he hurt his?
That whole thing was planned. He's convinced.
Was that when Cintron hurt his shoulder when he jumped out of the ring?
I think so. I don't know. Cintron.
He got a rematch.
But you know what I like about Cintron? If you look, he fought everybody.
Yeah.
He fought. I mean, he fought a bunch of
So
killers.
what's Austin Stroud's nickname?
Austin, no doubt Trout.
I like that because it rhymes.
I knew that one. Yeah.
No doubt
Yeah,
Trout.
that one's good. Yeah.
Now here's a guy who fought last night. Josecito Lopez.
Josecito.
Josecito.
Right.
His nickname.
Isn't it Josecito? Isn't that a nickname?
Yeah, it is
Right?
somewhat of a nickname. Yeah. Little Jose.
Yeah, Little Jose.
Riverside.
Oh, the Riverside Rocky. Yeah.
Rocky.
yeah.
Okay. And he fought the guy from Santa Barbara, right?
Yeah, Gia Santana. That fight went
Gia
way
Santana.
too long.
Yeah, you were saying that it went too long.
Yeah, the referee, Neil Young.
Neil
terrible.
Young should be put in jail.
Yeah.
And the other, that was sad.
She is a tough guy. Tough
Too tough
veteran.
for his own good,
No, but
though.
the
People
trainer
need
was-
to. Yeah.
trainer
Well, see,
was-
to me, the trainer should be the first to stop it, but they're so emotionally vested. You know, they're so emotionally involved. I don't think a lot of times the corners, I don't think they think straight. I think they're all insane. And that's why it's the referee. That's the referee's job. The referee's neutral. He's got nothing to do with
Referee
either side.
or the ring doctor should say
the ring
something.
doctor should tell the ref.
Right.
In California, the ring doctor can go over the ref. If the ref wants to continue and the ref and the doctor says no, you got to stop this on medical grounds. The fight will
That's
stop.
what happened with Vitali Klitschko, Lennox Lewis.
That
The
is.
referee, Lou Moret, said he was going to let it go on.
Yeah, he was.
The ring doctor, Paul Wallace,
Paul
wound up
Wallace,
stopping
yeah,
it, which
stopped it,
was
yeah.
it was controversial in the sense that the referee called him in to look at the lip, and Dr. Wallace stopped it because of the cut.
Yeah.
So
That fight didn't hurt Vitali.
No,
at all.
came-
He got a lot of fans.
he made Lennox retire and then won the world title, won the
and then
vacant
everybody
world title.
forgot about him retiring on his stool with a
Right.
shoulder injury against.
That was a bad rap. That was a bad rap. I think Lou from HBO put it out there like that on the interview, and that was a major. That's just like one fight we forgot to talk about was wasn't it Dubois
Yeah,
and
Daniel
Joe Dubois,
against Joe
and
Dubois.
he had a fractured orbital socket. And when you have an injury like that, and just
Broken
like
and nerve damage too.
nerve damage, and just like Vitali's shoulder, if you go too long, you can do permanent damage for something like that.
Yeah.
So I think Vitali disproved any doubters about his heart, and
He's a monster.
not only in the ring but in the politics.
Yeah, I'm scared of Vitali.
Is that a good coach?
That's it.
You know, I'll tell you a Vitali Klitschko story. That his father was in the military, and him and Vladimir would always move to different, in the Soviet military with different military bases. So, naturally, the new kids there, they always get kind of tested with, in school or whatever military academy they were in. And when I asked him, okay, Vitali, what do you think about fighting this guy? What do you think about fighting that guy? He's like, Tom, it doesn't matter. If I'm only fighting one guy, it doesn't matter. He told me a story like he was surrounded by 20 guys one time and had to fight his way out of the situation. So for him, just fighting one man in the ring, for him, he didn't care where or who or when it was. He just
And he also used to be a kickboxer.
and Vitali was one of those guys. Similar to Triple, he actually likes to fight. He likes to be in the ring and likes to fight,
That's for the fans.
Vladimir was a little different. He was more very finesse, Olympic gold medalist, more classic boxing style. Vitali, just you could tell, in the training, he really liked to fight.
Yeah, he would punish guys too.
Yeah.
You could go the distance with Vitali, he'd beat the hell out of you.
Hey, Dougie, did you like to fight when you were training?
No, I never wanted to spar or anything. I just wanted to learn how to
the
box
bag.
and get into great shape.
Yeah.
To me, it was just I'd rather go to a boxing gym and do the boxing workout and work real hard than go to LA Fitness or 24-hour fitness or whatever. I hate fitness centers. I hate those big. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the music they play. I don't like that they got screens everywhere, and I don't like that it's a whole social scene, and it's the inane banter you hear, but from the people around you. It's just it's very LA. And boxing gyms is none of that. Like the friendships are all very genuine. And if you want to be antisocial, that's cool, because there's just that connection with you and your trainer. You get in there and nothing else exists when you're hitting the mitts or hitting that pillow or working the bag or whatever. Now, the main trainer that I had was a former fighter, a slugger named Kevin Morgan.
Oh, sure.
And it was
Kevin
just
Morgan,
Morgan's philosophy. It's like, you can't really learn boxing unless you get in the ring.
Yeah.
So I did it because I have the mentality, I'll do whatever my coach tells me to do.
Yeah. Your nose is still straight.
It is. No, I mean, I have good instinct. I'm fast. Listen, if I'm scared, I'm fast just naturally. My hands are fast. But if I'm scared, my hands and my feet are fast. So,
Yeah, more adrenaline.
I mean, I got into it. I mean, I'd sparred a little bit before I hooked up with Kevin. I sparred once or twice. The guy who taught me the foundation, the basics of boxing, was a guy named Martin Snow. He used to train out of Gleason's gym in Brooklyn. So I moved around with him. Like it's your first time, so you just move around with me. I promise you, I'm not going to hurt you. He was a heavyweight, a big dude. And then when I first came to LA and started training at the LA Boxing Club, the first guy to train me was Nacho Navarro.
Oh, Nacho, sure.
He was
managed
16,
Nacho.
17 years old.
And his daughter's a 5-time
she's the
U.S.
#1
national
rated,
champion.
Yeah, in her weight class as an amateur.
Tell them who Kevin Morgan's dad is.
Oh, Kevin Morgan's dad was a legendary scrapper named L.C. Morgan out of Youngstown,
L.C.
Ohio,
Morgan.
who ran afoul with the law here and ran off to Mexico and became a beloved fighter, street fighter
In Mexico?
and prize fighter in Mexico for 10
Huh.
years. And he actually beat the great Jose Napoles in Mexico.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, great. I think he scored over 100 knockouts. Great fighter.
Did he fight?
Great puncher.
Did he fight Salvador Sanchez down there?
No.
Different
He was
weight division?
Before there. I think he was a little bit before South and heavier
Okay.
welterweight. But so I sparred once or twice under the supervision of Nacho Navarro.
Yeah.
But Kevin was like, you spar every day. Come on, get in there. And so
Nacho's really turned out to be a great trainer. He was a good fighter, but
I didn't like it, but it was good. It was kind of good because after a while, the more you do it, the more comfortable you are.
Yeah.
Like today's fighters, if they fought with the regularity, or even half the regularity of the fighters from past decades, they'd be better fighters. In part because they'd be relaxed. They wouldn't have as much anxiety. It wouldn't take them, 3 or 4 rounds to warm up. They're just ready. And they wouldn't use themselves up in sparring and training either.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a 15-week camp if you're fighting 5 or 6 times a year. You know what I mean? All the fights, when you're fighting that often, all the fights don't have to be hard fights. You mix in some mid-level and softies in there. Right. And maybe just 2 of the fights are hard ones, But whatever. It was, I don't want to say I was scared, but I did have anxiety about getting in the ring. I felt better the more I did it, though.
The next generation of Navarros are very outstanding. Like you said, Chantal Navarro, Nacho's daughter, and then Steven Navarro, Cucu Navarro's son.
Son, right.
Is also,
I met them
I think he's like a 10-time champion. Steven Navarro. And then David Navarro, who signed with Split T Management, he turned pro. That's their cousin. So it's the next generation.
What class is David Navarro?
David?
Who is his father?
I think David is like in that featherweight division also, somewhere. But don't quote me on that
signed
one.
With McWater?
Yeah, with Tim and with Dave McWater, yeah. And we were talking, whose birthday is it tomorrow?
Well, today is Mark Kriegel.
Mark Kriegel. Shout out to Mark Kriegel. We like Mark.
Writer.
Mark was always a big Triple G supporter.
Yeah.
He did a lot of features on him early on.
Good dude.
So Mark's birthday is today, and tomorrow, whose birthday is it? You were the one that said it.
Oh, is it Fernando Vargas?
Fernando Vargas' birthday tomorrow.
One.
Yeah, El Feroz.
One of the best.
Right? And we got news for Fernando. He has 3 sons. They're all training.
I've met them.
All
actually, I met them when they were babies and toddlers, but now I see them as amateur fighters.
All very outstanding fighters. Yeah. Emiliano is the youngest one.
Yeah.
He's a multiple national champion, and Fernando Vargas Jr. is looking to turn pro. So we should have news. I'm helping Fernando out with that, and his wife Martha, and we should have news tomorrow.
Squad. Oh, man.
Where Fernando Jr. is going to turn pro. So
I like it.
Looking forward to that.
There's a new Ferocious squad, everybody.
That's right. The next generation, 3 boys.
I don't know if it was Amato and Junior or whatever.
Yeah, Amato is the middle son.
Yeah,
That's
at
right.
the Oxnard gym when Lomachenko was training for Jorge.
Oh,
Menendez.
sure. Yeah, they probably
And they're
sparred quite a
really,
bit up there.
they're
Yeah.
very polite,
Yeah.
well-spoken young men. They're,
Yeah.
they're sharp, they're smart, just like their dad. They got natural
I
talent.
think they got big futures in front of them.
They do.
So shout out to Fernando. Shout out to Mark Kriegel. Happy birthday, Mark. Dave, any parting words? How should the people drive? Don't drive like it's a pandemic. Drive like you won the lottery, right?
It's all good.
Now it's a racetrack. See, this is a
Yeah.
multifunctional court.
That's right.
It's remote control.
Everyone's keeping their distance.
It's about 75 degrees today. Blue skies. Nice park.
Yeah. Beautiful.
All right, we're gonna sign off.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in.
Be positive. It's all good.
It's all good. Stay positive and make the best